Hello everyone. So guys, today I have a very special guest, my own role model, and that is Venugopal uncle. So now speaking my connection with him, I can tell that right when I was very small, that was I think my age was around 4 years,
Two and a
two
half.
and a half years.
Now I am 72.
Yeah. So when I met him, he has seen me when I was like in my initial budding stages, when I was just 2.5 years. He was the one who was taking care of me right from a very small age, and his molding had played a very important role. Still, I'm very much connected to him more than my parents. Why? Because that kind of bond we had built. And I am back to Trivandrum. So I was in Bangalore though. I in my recent blog also I said no Trivandrum. I'm just visiting one by one. So after like 12 years, I'm visiting him back. He was there in the house for almost yeah.
When you met me, I was 52 years old. Now I am 72.
Yeah, exactly. So uncle was around 52 years. Now he's 72 years old. But after he left the house, and then it's been almost 12 years now we're meeting. So my first intention as soon as I reached Trivandrum was like, okay, I want to meet my own role model, my own favorite uncle. That's Venugopal uncle. I'm so happy today because as soon as I just saw him today, I was like tears was actually coming out from my eyes because that kind of childhood bond we try to build. And I'm really grateful, uncle. Thank you so much for joining my podcast. I'm really grateful. So, uncle, this is my own channel. So here it's more about youth-centric videos, everything I post. So in today's podcast, I would like to ask you a few questions. And
Okay.
your one message, if it's reaching out towards our audience, that would be really a blessed moment for them. So, uncle, I would like to know your journey. Like, how did you start? Like, why did you come to Bangalore? What did you study? Or just in a few lines, if you're able to tell, on that base, we can start a conversation.
See, after finishing studies at the age of 21, I studied that time computer programming. I was studying computer programming. After graduating in the computer, not graduating, I took the diploma. After graduation from Kerala University, I took the diploma from BDPS, that is Bureau of Data Processing and Systems, in computer programming. I went to Dubai. That was in 1974. 1974, I went to Dubai and joined a Cypriot company. Actually, Cypriot means they are Greek people, and joined in the accounting department. And those days, that company, that is after I joining that company, our company started computerization. The first computer they bought was NCR computer, that is mainframe computer. Then our accounting system has been incorporated into accounting, computerized accounting. Previously, when I joined the company, we were running manual accounting, then computerized accounting. Then for the next 2, 3, 4 years, the conversion, it is from manual accounting to computerizing. The entire company accounting has been computerized. And actually, the company I worked, I told you, it was a Cypriot company, Cyprus registered company.
Okay.
So we had three companies. The entire accounting was done by the own company. So all the three, so the transactions of all these three companies we were doing the accounting. And slowly, at the time, that is during the early 70s, when the computerization improved, no? I mean, started. We have first we started with the accounting, then of course with payroll, then because I told you the company was a civil engineering construction company, so we had projects like roads, airports, buildings. So naturally, our company had these material stores, spare parts stores, then plant and machinery accounting. We had to keep the then transaction so many with the suppliers. We buy things for the company, for example, materials, the spare part. So we have to keep the accounting. That is suppliers with suppliers. So everything has been incorporated in the accounting system. So later on, as we improved the this accounting computerization in our company, we have included plant and machinery into computer system. Then material cost allocation, that is we call it MCA, that is material cost allocation system. Like that, spare parts cost allocation system, then payroll cost allocation system. Like that, so many systems has been incorporated, so that the entire this was at the start of the you should remember that this is happened in early 70s.
1970s, okay, yeah.
1970s, early 70s. When the year improved, no, 71, 72, 73, keep on. We developed our own programs, and those days the programs were written by Lebanese. Lebanese, they were the programmers.
Okay.
Of course, they have been contracted, including Europeans. Then everything was run on the mainframe computer, NCR computer, 7200. That was a number, that is the model number. Then slowly, each department has been included in the computerization system. So many programs, so many systems, that is what we call it. Accounting is one system. Spare parts cost allocation is one system. Materials cost allocation is another system. Payroll, like that, so many systems has been included in the accounting procedure, and everything will be run and in a monthly basis. Everything will be a month's business will be finalized in 1 month period. The report will come at the end of the month. We'll make the P&L, that is profit and loss statement, and balance sheet. That is a procedure in the accounting system. So naturally, I was doing the work of coordinating all the systems, whatever comes in the accounting. That is for the that is what we call it interface. That is the interface between one system to accounting system. For example, when we buy a big machinery, we import it from overseas. We buy it. That means company will pay from company's bank account.
Correct.
The machinery will be cleared at the port of import. That is, if it is Dubai, Dubai. Then the machinery we will take and include in our inventory. That will go to the plant inventory.
Okay.
That makes another system. That is plant inventory system.
Okay.
Like that, so many plant machineries. Everything including a drill, electric drill, including everything will be bought or imported and or locally purchased, and included in the plant inventory system. The same way, this payroll allocation system, that is another PCA. That is, so many people are working in. I told you that there were 3 companies. So many people were working, and the cost was distributed to the 3 companies. And 3 companies means one is taking and doing the civil engineering work. The other is having the ownership of the plant and machinery purchase, and the third one, like that. There are so many. That is, one is to the Al-Fadl Bin Laden. That is one company. They are having job in Saudi Arabia. That is one company. Like that, 1, 2, 3 companies are there. I was working for 3 companies. So our salary will be distributed to 3 companies, and everything works in the accounting system. So like that, this every month all the interface from the interface of different systems, the accounting system will be they will make the report, and so many reports will come, and we have to find out that is called that process is called validation. That each when at the time of preparing the report, the validation report will come, where the mistakes will be printed out.
Correct.
Then that has to be corrected. Find out. We'll find out how this mistake happened, why it is mistake. So maybe it is a account number mistake, maybe a amount mistake. So many mistakes could be in any way. So that has to be corrected one by one. A big report will come. So many, maybe 1-page report, 2-page report, depends.
Okay. So for how long did you work in this company?
I worked 15 years.
15 years. Okay. So 15 years you were in Dubai.
Yes. No, not in Dubai. For nearly 8 years in Dubai. Same company.
Okay.
Same company, same job.
Okay.
So just imagine at the end of the day, how boring you will get. 15 years, same company. Like that, you're doing the same job.
So after what happened after 15 years? What happened? Like, did you do immediate retirement or did you do?
So after 15 years, when I left, I was there in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh.
Okay. Okay.
Riyadh. I was having ABJNP, that is Fadl Bin Laden JNP Corporation, ABJP.
After
visa.
15 years, new job.
No, same company,
Same company.
different place. I told you. We were working for 3 companies.
3 companies, okay.
This ABJP is one company. So, yeah, I was working in JNP Overseas Limited, one company. All are same ownership, but different account heads. So from there, I have been transferred to Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Under ABJP. So I had the visa of ABJP. So I was working there so long. Actually, at a time, 3, 4 or 5, 6 languages we have to speak.
6 languages.
6 languages. I'll tell you what all. Of course, my mother tongue is Malayalam. Okay, I will speak in Malayalam to another Malayali colleague. Okay, in my office, so many, more than people from 13 countries work in our company. In my office, I told you 6 languages. I told you. One is I have to speak in Malayalam to my Malayali colleague. Then, of course, Sri Lankans are there. Sri Lankans, there are Sinhalese Sri Lankans, Tamil Sri Lankans. The Tamil Sri Lankan will always prefer to speak in Tamil. So, because I know Tamil, he will speak to in Tamil to me. So, 2 languages. No? Then there are Pakistanis. Pakistani will prefer to speak in Urdu. Urdu is something similar to Hindi. So 3 languages. Then Bangladeshi people are there. Bengalis are there. With Bengalis we speak in English. Or Hindi. So 3 languages there. For English. So English is a common language. We speak in English with everybody. Then Arabs are there. Arabs are auditors, government auditors. Arabs are there. Naturally, we have to interact in Arabic. Not much. I don't know much Arabic. Still, because accounting, we need to know only the figures. How it is written in 1, 2, 3, like that. Then internal auditors, we have Greek people. They speak Greek
language.
I can understand something. So how many? 4 or 5 language. Yeah, this Malayalam, English, Hindi, Tamil, Greek, Arabic. 6 language. So these 6 language, usually in the office, I told you English is a common language. So we speak English with everybody. Exception is Sri Lankans, Tamils. there are some people, some nationalities, they prefer to, maybe it is like everybody, they prefer to speak in their own language.
Languages, okay.
So we have sometimes we have to speak in their language also.
All right.
So I may be talking in English, then Tamil, then Hindi.
Hindi, okay.
Then these Cypriots, no, Greeks, they will speak in Greek.
Greek, okay.
So four language we have to keep speaking every time.
Okay.
So like that, we were working in a multi-language atmosphere. So English is the main thing. We will keep conversing in English with everybody.
So how do you feel now, your post-retirement life now? This life?
Now, now okay. See, when you work, okay, that is a different atmosphere. The people are from, I told you, from different countries, so they have their own manners.
Correct.
Then language, accents, then so many things that we have to learn.
Correct.
For example, I will tell you, when one of my colleagues, he is from Greece, he was reading a letter from his house, back from his family. So naturally, as we are working together, no, let's say according to Indian, our custom, we will naturally ask, okay, what is the problem? Any problem? So he was angry. Why you are asking me personal questions?
Okay.
So what I tell is, this the way they behave is different because they belongs to another country. Their way of behavior is different. So like that, I have to learn so many differences from different people that we learn. Keep on. Then there are so many things. When we eat food in the mess, no, with others, they don't like to. They don't people eating with their hand.
Okay.
Have to use spoon.
Okay.
So the people, they will ask you why you are using your bare hand. Okay. Like that. Then another thing, in the office, when you come dressed up, no, you have to. You cannot come with a slipper in your feet. Okay. You have to wear shoes. Okay. Like that, there are so many differences. I told you, these are all social differences. So we have to learn. We will be learning. Everybody will learn so many things during all these years when you living and working with people from different countries. As I told you, people from 13 countries.
So this is not like so much values you are able to get.
Yes, correct. Yeah, we get so many values from because people belongs to different places, different languages. Correct. Their customs are different. As we know, we will behave only according to our. We had problems like that also because we will be. For example, I will tell you when a new auditor came from his land, this Cyprus. He came. He thought he's auditor. He's a big fellow. He will in his language. It is Greek language because I know when he speaks to me, I know what he means.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay. For example, he when he came there was first 2 days. Other day. That is how he addressed me. Okay. That means Atare means in their language. I don't know how we call it in our language. That is because they don't know my name.
Okay.
He was calling in a inferior way.
Okay.
So because I understand Greek,
Uh,
I said, see, I told him his name is John. I think
okay.
I called him Mr. John. I am Venus. In Greek, my name is called Venus. Venus.
Venus. Okay.
Venus. See, I am Mr. John. I am Mr. Venus. Next time you call me Mr. Venus. Okay? Get lost.
Okay.
Then he understood,
Uh,
no, this is not the way to address
Address.
somebody. That is at least a Indian.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has gone and complained to the chief accountant that one Indian fellow has spoken to me like this.
Yes, sir.
Though he's a English fellow.
No.
He's from Britain. He said you might have talked to him not in a polite way.
Only.
If you should speak in a polite way, then only you get a polite reply.
Correct. Very good message.
Yeah. That is because he knows it.
Ah.
He's from England.
England. Okay.
He's the chief man. He thought, no, he can call it like that to any Indian.
Indian. Okay.
So he has to be, from then onwards, that fellow, that was his first days, maybe first week. They will not, they will call Mr. only.
Mr. Okay.
In the same time, you should know that chief accountant, no, that fellow is the chief of the office. He himself calls everybody Mr.
Mr. Okay.
So this fellow was doing the wrong thing.
Wrong thing.
So he has to be taught.
Okay.
So what I tell is, like this, you will get every people from every country. They have their own way of behavior.
Correct.
So slowly, everybody will learn how to behave in a international setup.
Exactly.
This is a cosmopolitan. That is international. So many people from so many countries, so many language, so many behavior, so many people of so many positions. Maybe he can speak the same way to a coffee boy. Yeah, if he's a coffee boy, he will call you, Adare, bring me a coffee.
Okay.
But he cannot speak the same way. He knows that I am not a coffee boy. But he thought he can speak the same way to all Indians.
All Indians.
So, the same way, this will happen with everybody. The wise fellow will understand that this fellow is having a respectable place, not a coffee boy or a driver. He knows. If he doesn't know, he will be taught someday. Like this. So this is only one example I said. So many I told you. Another thing I will tell you. Those days, of course, when the winter comes, naturally we will be sneezing because we have to blow your nose, no?
Exactly.
Once my superior, that is, of course, my superior, not colleague, he said, no, you should not make noise. If you have noise, you go to bathroom, toilet, and there also you have to make only little noise. That is very indecent.
Okay.
He also reported the same thing to chief accountant. Chief accountant called me. He said, if you have any problem, there is blowing nose, no? That means you are having cold.
Okay.
You are sick. You have to go to clinic and take medicine. If you are not well. Then he said, I am having cold. Okay, take rest. Yeah, if you blow your nose and make noise, it will disturb others. He's from another country.
So every country, they have their own values.
Yeah, so many
different.
things, so many different. Another thing I told you, a fellow was reading a lecture, and he was very upset. So we just went and asked him, "Hey, what happened to you?" He was angry. He said, "I am not going to share my feelings with you."
So country-wise, also people's mindset is different.
Yeah, everything. So we had bad times also with these people. One day I will tell you. One day this Cyprus, they are having election in their country.
Okay.
Okay. So naturally, people from these Cypriots will be discussing about the election in their country. So they said, of course, one person will be with one fellow, and another that is opposition. They may be saying one fellow is good and fellow is good. Then I was listening all these things. I can understand all these what they are telling. I said, then at the end of the day, the result has come, and one fellow has. Of course, he won the election. The other fellow lost.
Lost the election.
Then the fellow who was supporting the last one, he said, the stupid fellow who won the election. I said, that means stupid fellow has won the election. Then that means he is the stupid's president.
Okay.
He has gone and reported.
Okay.
He has gone to Chivagan and Venus has said, stupid person. I said, the stupid people has elected the stupid president.
Exactly.
I don't know who is whether it's stupid. So it was only a remark. You should not make remarks in public.
Public, okay.
Not to me, to them.
To them, okay.
Because it is their business.
Business, correct.
Like that, so many things will happen. That is when you work in a international setup, that is then only you will understand.
But it's not like something we see from outside. We see that everything is perfect in an international organization, but inside organization also there is so much hurdles.
That is individual.
Yeah.
It is different that Indians are different, behaving differently with Pakistanis. Then Bangladeshis, then Sri Lankans, they all having a grudge, then personal enmity. So many things are there. That should not reflect in a organization where you are supposed to work in harmony.
Okay, true.
That thing you have to learn it.
Correct.
Everyone has to learn it. Correct. That is when you go and work in a foreign country. Dubai is the typical example. People from so many countries are coming there. Dubai. So when you behave, you cannot behave the same way like in India also. People from Kerala are different. Tamil Nadu is different. Sri Lanka, Karnataka is different. Bombay is different. Bombay in language also, so many languages.
Do you feel that like the differences which you found in the international level and within our Indian level is different? Like for example, in India also, do you feel that there is a difference?
Yeah, every people you have to be very cautious.
So with every people you have to be cautious.
Yes, that is the main, because in same, even if it is same, you are from Kerala, there are also difference. No?
Difference. Okay.
It depends.
Difference in mindset.
Yeah. So first of all, when you work in an international or national, you have to learn how others are.
Okay.
That is the important thing.
Okay.
The only thing is, when you work in the international, then so many people from so many countries. You don't know how people are behaving in Italy or in Germany. You don't know how people are behaving in France. You don't know.
Don't know exactly.
You have to you have to interact with them, and you have to learn it.
Correct.
That is the main thing. What I understood from my life
Right.
all these years.
Okay.
I told you I worked with so many people from so many countries, so many people, so many years.
So once you came to Bangalore, okay, like after you finished this one, you came to Bangalore, right, for
Yes,
your
yes.
children's education. So tell me, what do you like about Bangalore, and what do you think? What did you learn more from Bangalore?
Bangalore, of course, the language is the barrier. There also, I use the language. What is my mother tongue?
Okay.
The second is as a common link language, English. So I was not trying to learn the local Kannada language of Bangalore because I have a link language with I interact with others using the link language, that is English.
Okay.
Moreover, then Hindi. Hindi also few people in Bangalore, that is in Karnataka, knows. So with this, I manage. So I never try to learn or interact in the local language of Bangalore.
Bangalore.
So in Bangalore, regarding language, I never had any problem. One incident I will tell you. Once I was traveling in a bus.
Okay.
So when I was traveling in a bus, I don't know which stop I have to get down.
Okay.
I don't know the place. So I told the conductor, please tell me when this stop comes. Please tell me. Okay. Then where this bus goes? Like that, I asked. I used to 3-4 languages,
Okay.
and this fellow doesn't know. He
Okay.
was not understanding what I am saying. At last, at the end, I said, "Who has given in my language?" I just said, "Who has given him job here?"
Okay.
In my language.
Okay.
Then that fellow has replied it.
Okay.
That originally he knows only Malayalam, only Malayalam. He doesn't know English. He doesn't know. Maybe from the accent, could be.
Could be
The way I speak English and the way I speak Hindi could be different.
Correct.
That fellow doesn't understand.
Okay.
He understood only his mother tongue and mine. Both are same.
Same. Okay.
Then I understood. No, even English is the link language. I can even use Malayalam. Because so many people from Malayalam, from Kerala, is there in Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. So apart from language, like what did you like generally? Is it like about the people you liked in Bangalore? Or the places you liked in Bangalore? What you liked in Bangalore?
Bangalore, actually, I don't have much to like in Bangalore.
Okay.
Maybe because of the place I live. There are so many places that is the rich people are congregating in big clubs and in big places where they can meet people from different from people from different stages.
Correct.
I didn't go. The only thing I have gone is only to the mall. Mall also, I do not speak with all the people. I just go and sit down. So I can understand only if I talk with different types of people. I never had a chance to speak with different types of people. The only thing, I go to the shop, and then I very in a limited way I interacted with people. So I don't know much. Anyhow, people are much cooperative. That's what I believe. Anyhow, I had much occasion to interact with different types of people. Not much. So then regarding the climate, it's okay. Not bad. Not very hot, not very cold, like that. It's not bad. I don't. The Bangalore, I lived nearly 5 years, and I in a very limited number I reacted with people, and the people with whom I reacted was okay.
Okay.
Nobody, that means I never had any bad experience with people from Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Nobody.
Okay.
So maybe because I didn't interact with much people.
Okay.
If I interact with another thing, in the that is higher people from higher society, I never interacted. So there may be different, of
Difference.
course.
Exactly.
People from normal middle class, lower class, and higher class, different.
Different. Exactly.
Like that, I never had any
Okay.
chance to.
Okay, so now moving ahead with our next important discussion, that's about life values. So, our first question is that do you think parents should normally be very strict with their children or while the initial stages of growing up?
See, the main thing is where you live. For example, you are living in big cities. That is, for example, Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore. Bangalore is also a big city. And then Trivandrum is, of course, comparatively smaller. So, when you live in a big city, people from different, as I told you earlier, people from different culture, different state, different types of people, mostly wrong people will be there. That is sure. If there is in big cities, for example, Delhi, Bombay,
Exposure.
Okay, exposure. So there, in such cities, the parents should be more careful with their children, because your children may be in their teenage or in their 20s, early 20s. You have to be so you have to be after them. For example, myself, I came to Bangalore because my son was still in the early 20s.
Early 20s. Okay.
Early 20s, still it is not that much age. That is so you have to be after. So before that, right from the teenage, I used to tell him, always you have to keep in mind that I am after you. So this message, every parent should give their children. You have to be very careful that I am after you. Then they will, if they absorb that message, when they talk to strangers over this doing, they will always think, maybe my father will come to know, or my mother will come. If they know this thing, they will not do anything wrong. Because their father is after them.
True.
So now also I tell others, you have to tell your, for example, the children, if they are teenagers, they say, what they have to tell them is, just remember, they am after you. So this is the only one, because there is always dangers in the big cities. That is, it is anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Bombay, Delhi, because so many people from so many types of people are there. Their intentions are different. So you may not be able to distinguish that. Your parents, they will be more. They know more. They can distinguish between better in a better way than you. So this is one thing. So parents has to be always see how their children, their words are moving. I mean, with whom they are living, with whom they are. Because of that intention, I have come to Bangalore to live with my children. They were, that time they were in their early 20s. Early 20s. Just after the graduation, they were in there. They are not mature enough. Early 20s is not at all. So you have to be like that. No, like every parents may not be able to come after their children because of so many reasons. So the each parent has to uh, give this message to their children that see, I am after you. That means I will know what you are doing, with whom you are talking, with whom, what kind of, work you are doing. If he knows it,
He'll be very cautious.
yeah,
what to do.
correct. That is the main thing. This has to be known by the parents as well as the children.
Children. So, how do you define, like, for example, there are many students, especially in this 20s, they're hardworking, they are
Yeah.
having constant failures,
Yeah.
rejections.
Yeah.
Some people immediately drop it out and then leave. So, is there any one particular message you feel that, especially younger students like us, should always keep in mind? What should be that one advice or any advice which you would like to give to us?
See, especially in this world, in this particular time, you cannot believe any of the people.
We cannot believe any of it.
You cannot believe that regarding the regarding understanding the people. Your elder generation, that means your parents, they are, of course, there must be a difference of 20 years. That means they know things. 20 years of seniority is with them, so they could judge these people so in a wiser, in a better way. So the only thing with you, with the younger generation, that is, it is always better to discuss with your parents, because as I told you earlier, you cannot believe any of these friends, or you are not able to understand the people. There may be your friends, or maybe the parents of your friends. They may not be true to you.
Correct.
That thing, such a difference can be can be understood by your parents, because he has, I told you, because of 20 or 30 years of difference.
Correct.
So in this I told you, as you asked, the younger generation, what they hear, what they see may not be true.
True. Okay.
So you will be cheated, or you will be driven to a wrong place.
Wrong place.
So you have to make sure with your parents. Okay, even after discussing with your parents, you have went into the wrong thing. Okay, you can tell them. So I have acted as your advice.
Correct.
You can tell them. At the same time, you can also think, okay, I have acted according to my father's advice.
Advice.
So what the youngsters should always try to. Another thing is, if you don't have anybody to ask, that is, you don't have a father or mother, you don't have anybody who is able to give you advice, then it is very difficult, because as I told you earlier, it is very difficult to believe or understand, people in this world. You have to be very cautious.
We should be very cautious.
Cautious, especially this friendship and all these things. All are more than 50%. It is misleading.
Misleading. Okay.
So, if you have a wise parents, then you are lucky. Otherwise, you will have to find somebody from the their teachers. Those things are, especially in this time, that also you cannot believe. So it's very difficult. So you have to learn things and try to cultivate your own wisdom.
Wisdom. Correct.
You have to cultivate your own wisdom, and don't believe others fully. But you can learn from others. Yeah, so in this world, especially with the youngsters, you have to develop your wisdom,
Mm.
try to understand.
Mm.
Then one thing you have to keep in mind that everybody you meet are not your friends.
Everyone you meet are not your friends. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody is not your friends.
Okay.
The real friends that you have to differentiate. Don't believe anybody 100%. You have to check with your parents or anybody who believes you. That also, of course, like you said, no, we have a relationship of how many years? 20 years,
Correct.
18 years. So, with 18 years, if you have developed a response, if you ask advice from this man, that means you have developed a relationship.
Yes.
With these 18 years, you have developed it. Like that, you should have somebody. If you don't have somebody, try to develop a relationship and try to acquire the knowledge from him, then develop your own wisdom, then get the guidance from your parents. And acting alone, the teenagers, I don't think it is wise. So it is, you should always think that it's time to develop your wisdom. So the decisions you take in this period of developing, it need not be correct.
Correct.
Need not be, I said, not full. So that is one that you have to discuss and you have to learn yourself from. Of course, the learning means from books, listening to others. Listening means you have to be wise. That is the main thing.
Do you think like what is according to you success? Do you think like do you feel that you are successful now? Like what is success according to you?
The success, the meaning of success means, as I told you, you develop your own wisdom, you meet people, the right people, you get lessons from them, and then you act accordingly. The main thing is you have to be very courageous, and you have to according the right thing. That means you should not try to cheat others, or you do not expect any undue help or money or anything. Don't expect any money or help, undue help from others. You have to build your own career and everything. You should not. It's very, especially in this world, it is very dangerous. Another thing, you have to be very brave, and you have to be. You should leave the message that I am not a easy person. That means you have to be bold, courageous. Have to be a strict person.
Correct.
So build your personality on that level. That not an easy fellow. I am a tight fellow. I am a strict fellow. You cannot
Break me.
yeah, not break me like that. You have to build your own. You have to be a strong personality. That is the main thing. Matter of personality.
Personality. Okay. Thank you. So here comes my last question. So what do you like from me, and what do you observe? Like what is the one thing which you always like from me, and then last piece of advice from me?
That is, of course, each person. I always go back and study their generations. Okay, when I look at you, when I learn, that means how is your father? So you are maybe 50% like your father. Then from his father, that is 2-3 generations. If I know, then it will be very easy to assess somebody. And I have assessed that I know you, your father, your mother, and so you could not be different.
Okay.
So you learned all values from your family.
Family.
This is like with everybody, it's like that. Every person learn the values and everything from their parents, and of course from teachers. So that is one thing, and you must be ready to accept it from your father or from your teacher. If you are not ready, you will not reach anywhere.
Correct.
How I assess you is that you are like your father and you are like your mother. So you are behaving like them because they are good. You must be good. Another thing is you will be better than them because you have got a different environment. Of course, it is different from your father. How your father has lived in some other environment. I mean, in a different place, and you are in a different place. So many different people. So you are trying to learn the good values, good things, good knowledge. I mean, like that. When you learn all these things, your wisdom will develop.
Correct.
So when your wisdom develops, you will go in the right way. So now what I understand about you is, okay, you are on the right path. So keep going the same way. Choose your mentors, choose your advisors, choose your and believe your father and mother, and I mean parents, teachers, and try to get good things what you believe, because I told you, you are developing your wisdom. Using your wisdom, you assess all the advices, everything, then you go, so that you will be responsible for your for all your good and bad.
Correct.
So that is that means you are developing your personality.
Okay.
So this must be with everybody. Everybody the same way if they behave, they are developing their personality. So the same way you are doing, that is what I believe, because that is what I assess. I told you, so many parameters. You are going the right way. So keep going. Like everybody, be like that. Generally, they are. They will develop their personality.
Thank you. But I've seen this curiosity. Like, this is a very genuine question. Like, in this age, also, you have that very good curiosity of analyzing things. You can tell very good decisions, and you're not like other people. You're being very unique. That's the reason today also I'm having podcast with you. So how did you develop it? Just because, like, for example, how are you able to recollect all that you have done from 1970, also all the important incidents of your life? Now you're able to recollect. A very good, strong memory. The way you're telling things are being very much connected. So what did you inculcate in your life, or like how are you able to do all these things?
See, as I told you, I was listening, I was reading. I mean, I'm learning things from my experience. I told you I lived and worked with so many people from so many culture, so many countries. So from all those people, I try to copy. For example, I was using my hand to eat. So since 30 to 40 years, I am using spoon. You know how it happened? See, some 30 years ago, the fellow with whom I lived worked, and he asked me once in the mess, why do you use your hands to eat? Why can't you use spoon? I said, this is the way I started. I mean, eating, and right from the beginning. No, don't you think that using a spoon is more? He said, don't you think that using a spoon is much better? Then I thought, see, using my hand and using a spoon, it's more convenient to use a spoon. So I thought, and I decided and I have started doing the same way. Some 30 years ago. This is one example. The same way, I have been listening to many people, and they were telling their way of life, their thing. So I was trying to assume whatever that is. I told you, using my wisdom of that time, of any time, I take a decision, do things. So all these things are ultimately, I told you, when you develop your wisdom, you will be able to make out the right and wrong. So try to learn things from others. What in my life, right from the beginning, right from the school days, from the college days, then afterwards, then I worked with, I told you, people from so many countries using so many languages. I try to watch how they speak, how they work, and what is their behavior, and try to assimilate what I thought it's good for me. And I tried so many things and tried to copy so many things from others. So another thing, with that thing I occurred from others. Of course, I have uh, used it for my life. And another thing is, see, I don't want others' money or their what they have. So I never ask for it, or I never think that I should get it. What I get it, I am happy with it, and I don't want more. And one thing you should know that somebody else, he may be your friend or maybe your sibling, they are having good fortune or they get good money. But I also want, no, you should understand that I want this much. What I have is okay for me. That is for him. He may be getting more. No, for example, two people both are studying in same school, same class, or same college. He got a good job. He got good salary, and I got maybe less salary. Just to think that okay, what I got is good for me, and I don't know. I am not angry with the fellow the other who got more money, because with everybody it's different. Everybody what they get in their life is different. So first you have to be happy with what you got in your life. That is the main thing. Another thing, even if you got less in your life, that is unhappy. Think that this is for me. This is what has been designed for me. So you have to be happy with that. Don't think that you want more. You will never reach anywhere. Anyhow, but another thing is you have to be that you should have a higher target. That is another thing. That is for your you have to improve your capability or improve your position. You have to try hard, but you need not be sorry that you didn't get it. So always be happy with what you got it. At the same time, try hard to get more. That's all. That is the same way I have done. I am happy with what I got. As I told you, as your mother said, that why can't you start a YouTube channel so that you will get more money. That is the thing I don't like. For the sake of money, you start your YouTube channel. No, I don't want to to make money using YouTube. The same way, the lottery ticket. No, when I go out, so many lottery salesman will come and he said, "Take on lottery." I said, "I don't want. I don't want lottery. I never took any lottery till now."
Okay.
Because I don't think that is for me. Maybe if I didn't take it, somebody else will take it and they will get it. Not for me. I don't keep unrealistic expectations. That is main thing in the life. Another thing you should know, which is realistic and unrealistic. That I told you, with the wisdom only you can make out what is realistic, what is unrealistic. That you have to develop your own wisdom, as I told you, with the help of the parents, teachers. That is the process of learning in life. In the life, through so many things, you will understand, you will study. So now I have reached 22 years of old. With what all things I have studied with my right from the younger age, studied, I have used with my wisdom. I have, and I try to help others, because I don't want to get anything or get their advantage to me.
Correct.
So you have to be selfish. Don't expect anything from others. Do the right thing for you. Then try to help others. Okay.
So thank you so much, Uncle. I'm really grateful. So today's session was very enlightenment for me, because down the line, I think after 7 years, 8 years, somewhere I'm feeling again confusion. I'll just play the same video again. That was the main reason why even I wanted to take this. And not only that, my group or my entire clan of people who is there in my channel, they are very youth budding. They are really confused what they want to do in their life, what messages needs to be happened. So the entire podcast, which we have had for almost 1 hour long, we covered up all the important messages. Just to take up the important points you just spoke about, having right mentors, taking good advice from the people, never expect anything from people, don't do anything for money, do it with complete satisfaction, do not be do not trust your friends beyond a limit.
Correct.
Select your take your parents' advice very wisely, and try to imply with them,
and then improve your wisdom. That is the main thing. Ultimately, you improve your wisdom, and you will be responsible for all the actions taken by you. Correct.
Always find this right amount of knowledge and read books. That was an important concept you highlight. And one important biggest message which I liked about today's podcast, that learn from your experiences. For example, that's the biggest message I really
I told you, from so many people, from so many countries, I have learned things from so many people. I have learned. That is the main thing.
Learn. That's very important.
Yes.
So today, who you are, it's because of that learning which you got.
Yes. I told you. I was working with people, Greek people, with whom we used to interact. We used to speak. We used to be angry. Then all, not only good. Some talks are there. So the ultimate aim is try to understand how the others and try to learn from them. Like that, you keep learning. That is in life also. I learn from poor people also, from bigger people also. Poor people, the people who grown up with me, during my younger days. Now there are people, poor people. They come begging. Then I tell others that these people, we were in our smaller days, we were together, so we have to help them. Because of unfortune, they didn't get anything. So we have a social responsibility towards the people who in our younger days. Correct. That is another main thing that I have learned. That keep a social responsibility to the people with whom you spend your younger days.
Younger days. So wow, that's an excellent message.
Yes. That
So
is-
thank you so much, Uncle. This was really enlightenment session. I'm really grateful. Surely, whenever I come back to Trivandrum, we'll always be taking you. And hopefully, this again, if possible, even online, at least 2 months once, we can have one more podcast again and again. Because your message, I think in your age, what all messages now we have given, throughout next ultimate generation is also going to get benefit. So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.